And we will move on to topic 2, which is just going to be us talking about our trip to Korea, the Korea part of it.
Yep.
What?
No, I minimized. I was trying to minimize the thing, the slideshow, and
Discord.
I minimized Discord. So whatever.
So yeah, we'll just be talking about our Korea part of our trip. We'll talk about Japan in the next part. So yeah, you want to take it away, or?
I guess I will.
Okay.
So, well, I mean, what did you do before I got to Korea?
So yeah, I guess I can start because I got there first. So I left on Wednesday, April 17th or something. Let me check. Yeah, the 17th. So I got there on the 18th because was like a 14-hour flight plus a 14-hour time change, or 13-hour time change. So I got there I left at 2 on Wednesday, and I got there 4 on Thursday. Jacob came to get me at the airport, which was surprising because I didn't think he would actually do that. Because it's like an hour and a half one way just to get to the airport, so he just wasted 3 hours of his day for no reason. But I really appreciated it.
That's the one thing I didn't realize, just how far Incheon Airport is from actual Seoul.
Not close. So I got there 4, got through customs and all that, which was really fast actually. There was almost no one there. It only took me maybe 20 minutes to get through immigration and customs. And then I met Jacob. We got on the subway and rode the subway all the way back to my Airbnb. So by the time we got to where our Airbnb was, it was probably 6:30. And I was exhausted, so I was just that's why I felt bad that Jacob came and got me, because I didn't really want to do anything. I just wanted to go to bed. I was exhausted. I didn't even eat dinner. I wasn't even that hungry. I just wanted to sleep. So yeah, we got back, and Jacob just went back to his dorm. I went to the Airbnb and just passed out basically. Then the next day was the 1.5 days we had without you. So I woke up, and every day in Korea, I went to Starbucks for breakfast because there was one down the road, and I needed breakfast food because in Korea, they'll just eat normal food for breakfast, like kimchi stew or whatever, and that's just, I don't know, it was someone who needs breakfast food as an American. So I just went to Starbucks, got a bagel or whatever most of the days and some coffee. But then Jacob and I met up around lunchtime, or maybe 10 or 11, and we went over to Shincheon, which is where my school was when I studied abroad, and I kind of showed him around campus. We went to a music store, bought some albums.
Some albums.
Some albums. He spent $120 on albums, buying SNSD albums that he didn't have.
Oh my god!
And I spent about $90 on IU albums, so I have all of IU's albums now. Which did we talk about? No, we didn't talk about.
No,
that.
We didn't do an album haul.
No, because we posted pictures of them in Discord. So if you're not on our Discord, you wouldn't have seen that. So I bought a bunch of IU albums, and then we walked around my campus. We went to Lord Sandwich, which is something I had been. So there's a restaurant near where the international dorm is for Yonsei, my school, called Lord Sandwich, and it is possibly one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. It is. It's one of the best sandwiches I have ever had in my life.
Yep.
So I went there a lot when I was in Seoul, and I was determined to go back. So we went there and got BLTs because their BLTs are fantastic. They make all their sandwiches on homemade ciabatta bread, which is why it's so good. And it's just got this funny, weird aesthetic because it's literally called Lord Sandwich, but they have all this Victorian art on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's fantastic. So we went there for lunch, and what do we do? And then I think we just got Korean barbecue for dinner we just walked around, and then we went back. I think actually I went back to the Airbnb and just chilled for a little bit, and then we met up for dinner, had Korean barbecue, and walked around his area of Seoul, where he lives. And then the next day we met up again, for like lunchtime, to head over to the airport to get you. And on the way, we tried to get lunch in one area. We stopped at one subway, or like one station, got out, and the entire area was just like
Full?
like bathroom stuff.
Oh.
Like it was like floor, like tile and like toilet. It was just like just selling like bathroom stuff basically to like build out a bathroom. Yeah, it was a lot of tile and like toilets and sinks and stuff. And we're like, okay, well, there's like no food here. So we went to Hongdae, which is the stop before Shincheon. So Yonsei is like in Shincheon, and also Hongdae is a women's university that's also in Shincheon, but it has its own stop. Like Hongdae is the stop before Shincheon, coming from the east. So we stopped there and we went to this tonkatsu place and got cheese tonkatsu, which was amazing.
I never got to get it.
It was so good.
Sad.
It was insanely filling, though. I felt horrible after I ate it because there's just so much food. But then, we took the subway to the airport to get Andrew. Picked Andrew up. You got your Wi-Fi thing, and
at first I didn't recognize that you guys were coming to pick me up
because
I was so busy. I was so busy and trying to figure out where the hell I was. Because this is my first, I guess, just for my part of the story. This is my first time going like to Asia, or like leaving my home like this far. So that was an interesting sort of experience, just being on a 14-hour plane ride. Like your legs hurt. I mean, Asiana Airlines is nice because I think they had like 33 inches of leg room, but I mean, I have kind of long leg, or like most of my height comes out of my legs, so just like it just hurts no matter what. So you just have to deal with it. I mean, it was pretty enjoyable. They had like, the plane had like a lot of like movies or whatever, but I didn't watch any of it because I was just watching anime or just sleeping most of the time. They had like, they served meals, which was nice because I like, usually I've been on planes and they just don't serve meals, or they serve 2 meals and the food was all like Korean and stuff. So it was nice. Getting into the airport, it was pretty smooth, trying to get through all of the like customs and immigration and stuff. So when I finally get out, like it's weird because I've seen like idols and like famous people that like they wait for them outside of like the arrivals area at Incheon Airport Terminal 1. So it's weird seeing that. I'm just like, oh, that's where they come out from. Like they usually, you think it's like a big area, but it's kind of small, and there's like just like a barrier and where people like wait for, I don't know, like if they're picking someone up. But I never realized that's where like the K-pop idols come through. So that was an interesting experience. Getting used to just Korean money was an interesting sort of thing, just because I had no idea what all the coins meant. Like the bills I could understand for the most part, except for when I'd accidentally hand like a big bill instead of like when I'd accidentally hand like, I don't know, just like because it's 1,000.
I think you handed a 5,000 when you meant to hand a 50,000.
Yeah, I meant to hand a 50,000.
Which is he handed a $5 bill instead of a
$50 bill. Yeah. So it was interesting just getting to our Airbnb, or just getting used to or getting the T money, or just going through the subway system. The subway system there just in general was a lot. One, it's on time, which I'm not used to at all considering New York's like horrible subway system. 2, it's a lot cleaner. Also, like pretty much it's just you're not like, the doors are just, or the actual subway is completely like blocked behind like a glass, like sliding doors and everything, which is when it just kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, like Disney World or something like that, which I'm not used to like on a regular basis, because usually it's just like you see the train and then you just go through, whereas just like in Korea it's just completely blocked off like that. So what did we do on that day? Like I landed on a Saturday, so basically we just got Korean barbecue, which was nice.
Korean barbecue.
I think what shocked me the most was the price, because it was like $25 for like all of us, and we got a decent amount of food, because usually that amount of Korean barbecue would probably be close to like $100 back home. Like,
Yeah.
especially in New York where they gouge the hell out of you price wise. So we didn't do much other than that day. We went back to the Airbnb. I found I'm sleeping in this like tiny little area where I hit my arm at one point during the middle of the night, just because it's like the ceiling is just like right.
Punched the ceiling.
Yeah,
yeah. Because we got a loft. It was a lofted apartment, so there was a bed in the main like downstairs, which is where I was, and then there's a loft up top. So it's like just half ceiling type area.
Yeah, it was pretty tiny.
Andrew was sleeping in.
So I mean, we already went through on the next day. We went to the DMZ. So we kind of already talked about that. But afterwards, we went to.
You can watch our episode 18, part 1, or 118, part 1.
Yeah, so we did that. Afterwards, we just went back and just chilled. Or Nate, you took a nap. Jacob and I watched TV. We watched Korean baseball, which was interesting. Just like watching that on the TV. Or the TV they had was like, I guess, just pretty extensive. I didn't realize how many different channels, like because like like the big like 3 or 4 networks like SBS, NBC, etc.
KBS.
KBS. I didn't realize how many different networks they had. There's like KBS drama, KBS news, like SBS, like they'd have different channels for like different like sort of things. That's so like flipping through all that, or like there was a dedicated channel for like sports, that sort of thing. We were watching. That's where we're watching baseball on.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, like we have Fox News and Fox Sports and local Fox and that type of stuff.
We watched some episodes of what was it? What were we watching? I think we watched some just like music
Eyes 1, 2.
Yeah, we watched Eyes 1, 2,
and we watched Stray Kids.
Yeah, Stray Kids.
I don't know what the name of their show is.
We watched
we watched music show.
Yeah, we watched some music shows. It's weird seeing it on TV because we're just used to seeing it on YouTube for most of the time. So I think after that we went to Gwanggwamun, but that was when we couldn't like everything was closed by then. Yeah, we went at night.
Was that the same day as the TM?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, we went.
We went to Gwanggwamun, and just tried to find some dinner and like took pictures. Like, well, yeah, we kind of just like we're gonna take pictures of like the statues and stuff.
But it was dark.
But yeah, everything's like closed and it was dark. So we just tried to find some place to eat. We tried to get fried chicken, and Jacob found a place that was like 4 miles away. Like for some reason,
yeah, we had
apparently
to walk
there was
far.
no good Korean chicken places in Gwanggwamun. So we walked a while. We found one. Got some Korean fried chicken.
I experienced that. Like, what was it called again? What did they call it again? Like the macaroni or whatever. Like basically they just put out.
It's like cereal. I don't know. Like Korean fried chicken places give you these like I don't even know what it is. It's just like cereal. It's like Pops, like corn puff cereal things.
And it's like the snack that you eat before you have your fried chicken.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like a snack.
It was just interesting, and I mean, like, I ate it because I was hungry, but I'm just like, wow, I didn't think that cereal would go well with fried chicken, or that would be a thing. Also, I think in general,
I'm not a huge fan of it.
I mean, I don't mind it because I like cereal. So, just another thing in general. Oh, the picture came up literally. Like when we were talking, I have a slideshow of my pictures going up, and it just went to the.
Oh, okay.
It just went to the fried chicken was amazing though. Like all the food was amazing. One thing I like about Korea is that.
Well, yeah.
You don't have to call over the server. You just press the button. You just hit the button, and they just come over.
Yeah, they have buttons, so they just have like little doorbell buttons that you just ring, to get you to, so you don't have to just yell across the restaurant or, wait for the server to show up like you do here in the U.S. Korean food's definitely one of my favorite parts of Korea. It's so good. It's so cheap. Then what do we do the next day? Next day we went to. Was the next day when we went to Gwanggwamun? Monday. What did we do Monday? Yeah, no, because Tuesday we went to Gwanggwamun because that's when it was closed. What did we do Monday? I don't even remember.
Oh, I lost you for that whole section.
Oh, really? What is going on?
Try hanging up and then calling again, maybe.
Okay. Well, now I'm at 3 bars. I don't know. It dropped down to red bars for some reason.
Yeah,
but
and
it's fine now.
we're both in region East, US East.
Yeah, I'm in the U.S. East, so
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. It should be fine.
Where did you leave?
Monday.
Last part I got you. It was just like Sunday, and then Monday. What did we do on Monday?
Monday you went shopping a bunch and bought clothes.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what we
that's
went
when.
to Hongdae.
That's when we went to. Because we went to Hongdae to first, we wanted to check if what they had. We went to the Eyes One pop-up store.
Yeah. Yep.
To see if they had any.
See if they had this.
The Eyes One light stick. It was sold out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but we did see a sign that said, "Oh, okay, it's gonna be restocked that Wednesday, I believe." Yeah, it was that Wednesday.
Yep.
That they had the restock, the 24th.
Yep. So yeah, they had some stuff, but pretty much all the stuff we wanted. We basically just wanted the light stick. So we bought Jacob a giant desk mouse pad, because they did have that. And yeah, it said that the 24th, they would get more light sticks. So we're like, okay, we'll come back Wednesday morning. And then yeah, you went and bought a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, because I didn't pay attention to the changing weather sort of thing, so I assumed it would just be like, I mostly brought like hoodies and some t-shirts and long sleeves. But I didn't realize just how humid it was gonna be in Korea. Like the whole time we were there, like I was just dying. So, like I had to shop for mostly just t-shirts and everything. So we went into. I just shopped around like some parts of like Hongdae, because there's a lot of Korean like brands that only sell in Korea. Like This Is Never That, or it's like called, like there's another brand called Have a Good Time, that sort of thing. So I love the streetwear style that they have in Korea. And again, just like the brands that aren't really known and they don't really have that much of a following outside of Korea. So I definitely wanted to pick some of that up while I was there. Yeah, I think I spent like $200 at one place. that one place that we went to in like that mall.
Yeah, the one that was just
I basically bought like 6 shirts and it ended up being like $250 like dollars like US. That's where we got the what was it, like Italian, like Japanese style Korean food. That was good. That was great.
Like shrimp carbonara or whatever.
Yeah, I had like this like meatball, like cheese filled meatball type pasta, and then they had dessert with like, it was like a yogurt. It was
almond jelly ice cream and strawberry jam.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. Like, and again, the food was just super cheap, which just blew me away every single time that we went to something like that. Then afterwards, we went to this store called Ader Air, which is like kind of like the most famous Korean sort of streetwear brand. They had this like huge, like bouncy, like, or like huge inflatable ball in the entrance, and you could touch it or whatever. That was a pretty expensive store. Or it's coming up right now on the slideshow, but that was pretty expensive. I only got 2 shirts from there, and it was like $250, like just alone. But they were worth it. Like, it's a pretty popular brand, so I was happy. What did we do after? I think after that we just went back, took a nap. I think that's went twice.
Yeah, and then we met up with Jacob and went to Myeongdong. We went
to SM Town
because we went to the. No, that was a different day. Wasn't it? I don't know. Well, no, because first we went to... Was it during the day, that day? Or was it... What day did we go to the other music store?
That was Wednesday, when we went to Lord Sandwich.
No. When me, you, and Jacob went to the other music store, and I remember all 3 of us went to a music store.
That was Sunday.
We got the... Was that Sunday after DMZ? Okay, well, yeah, at some point we went to a different music store. Bought a bunch more music, because that's where we got Tiffany's album.
Yeah, I got Tiffany's album. I got Everglow's album. I bought Eyes One's albums.
Yep.
I bought Lim Kim's album. I feel so bad because there was like 1 copy left, and no one cares about Lim Kim, so I found it a new home. And it was crazy. I think I remember on the thing, like there was an advertisement for like a BTS was having an event there later in the week, like, and it was like some type of raffle type thing. So that's crazy. That's just a normal thing. Like, oh, you can meet BTS at the store. Just like no big deal.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty big like K-pop music store in Myeongdong. But yeah, so that was a couple days prior. But then yeah, after Hongdae, I think we just chilled that day.
No,
I don't think we.
No, we went back, took a nap, and then we went to
Is
SM
that when
Town.
we went to Coex? That's where we went to SM Town? Okay.
So yeah, Coex is just like this giant mall type thing.
In Gangnam.
Yeah, we went to Gangnam. It was pretty cool going to Gangnam. We didn't get to... That was pretty much the only place we went to in Gangnam, though.
Yeah,
it's just basically...
You went to 1 million, but...
Yeah, it's just a giant mall. Specifically, the SM Town part was just this, like... It's basically just like floors of just like SM stuff.
Yeah, it's just like it's like museum plus stores. Unfortunately the actual museum part was closed.
It's closed by the time we went. Yeah,
so we didn't get to go in there because we went pretty late in the day. But yeah, like they had like Red Flavor and Shiny's like outfits from their last comebacks, like Red Velvet's and Shiny's last comeback outfits, like out on display on just a bunch of like pictures of all the artists. We went to the store, and unfortunately the store didn't really have as much types of things as I'd hoped they had. It was more just like really like, I don't know, I don't even know what to describe what they had.
The interesting thing was for the store, it was like curated items that like specific SM artists liked. So they had
that part of the story,
other K-pop group albums there, or other like companies' albums there, like they had like BTS or whatever. But it's like whatever like artists like their favorite, like they had like their favorite soundtracks to like music, to movies, favorite music, favorite foods, that type of thing. So that was a pretty interesting way to curate the store, just like what their favorite, like the artist's favorite stuff was. The actual like there was another store that had like a lot of just like actual like SM goods. It also had like whatever clothes that the brands of clothes that they were wearing, either in music videos or on stage. They didn't have any of the light sticks, unfortunately, because they were all sold out. Yeah, which kind of sucked. The mall, I think, is where we just ate there, and I went and I bought my luggage because I needed to buy, because I knew I was just gonna buy so much crap in both Korea and Japan that I just bought another luggage case. The mall was pretty nice though. I mean, it's like kind of all underground. And also, like I think I ate like tonkatsu there. Also, that's where I first had
we just went to like the food court.
Yeah, that's the first time I had Chilsung cider. So basically, like one thing I learned while I was in Korea is that they don't call Sprite. They just call it cider for some reason.
Yeah, lemon lime soda is cider.
Yeah, cider.
So if you order cider in Korea, you'll get either like Sprite or Chilsung cider or any other brand of lemon lime soda.
So yeah, Chilsung cider is just basically like Lotte's version of Sprite. It's a lot sweeter than what we're used to, like with regular Sprite. I on the flight back home, I specifically asked for Chilsung cider, so that was pretty good. That's all we did for Monday. Tuesday, I think that's when we went to.
Well, we went to the show, but before we went to the show, did we do anything?
That's the first time we visited the palace, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. We went to Gwangham and
again
during the day, to like look at the King Sejong statue, and like go through the little museum that's under it and stuff. And we were gonna go to the palace. Cool. But then we were gonna go inside the palace, but it was closed on Tuesdays, which we didn't know about. So we got there and couldn't really do much other than take pictures outside. So we went to the League of Legends cafe.
Oh, no, that was I forget. Was that? Yeah, that was the same day. Yeah, that was the same day. Because it's in
Gwanghwamun. Since we couldn't get into the palace.
Yeah, so we went to
the PC Bang there.
Yeah. It's called Lol Park. Wow, it's just literally coming up on the slideshow. So we went to Lol Park. Basically, that's where they do the live events for LCK, which is the Korean League of Legends tournament type thing. So yeah, when we went to Lol Park, we just went to the PC Bang. That's probably the most impressive looking PC Bang I've ever seen. I mean, like usually, granted, I guess it's Lol Park, so they had like all this stuff for. Well, they had like a bunch of games, like it wasn't just League of Legends. Like we played a bunch of just like Apex there, and we sucked. We always couldn't. We'd have so much trouble getting a third person.
I'm so bad at PC. I'm so bad at PC shooters. I need a controller.
But yeah, that was enjoyable though. Just like the interesting like experience of PC Bang. Like, and the one thing I didn't, or that was interesting to see, was just people would just go to PC Bang for like as their lunch break, like because you could order food while you're at the computer. So that's be like what people do is just like they're just on their lunch break. They'd order food, play games like for an hour or so. So that was actually a pretty interesting thing. I didn't realize that people would just do that as that's basically their lunch break. Just play video games at a PC Bang and order food.
Yep.
People, you could sleep there. They had like blankets and everything. That was an interesting experience. So I mean, we already talked about going to the show, but I don't think we did anything.
Yeah, the rest of Tuesday we went to the show. We talked about that in episode 118 part 2, so you can go listen to that to hear about that. Wednesday we went. We need to talk about like our whole like Eyes One light stick ordeal.
That took up most of the day.
It spent all day standing in line.
Yeah, so we tried to get there close to opening as we can for the Eyes One light stick.
Yeah, they opened at 11, so we got there like 10:40, 10:45 probably. Well, maybe it was a little earlier. But yeah, we were like, okay, let's try to get there a little before opening, just so we know we can get a light stick or whatever, because there might be a little bit of a line.
And there was a lot of a line.
At 11. There was a lot of a line.
Yeah,
we were probably like the 100th people there.
It literally wrapped around the building. That's how much, because everyone knew that there was a restock for light sticks.
Just for a pop-up store. Like, it's not like Eyes One was gonna be there. It's not like, but yeah, there was a line, like there was a concert. Just because it was restock day. So yeah, we waited in line for like an hour and a half. And got up to the store, and we were like worried, like hopefully they have enough light sticks, because there's like 100 people in front of us.
And no, there were people walking out with like bags full of light sticks,
bags of them. Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, that's how they do group orders.
Hopefully they're still in stock.
Yeah.
But then we got up, once we got inside and got on the escalator, we saw they had like just like probably like 40 boxes of them. So
yeah, the
like,
boxes were going to like the ceiling.
Hundreds of light sticks.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a problem. But yeah, so we had to wait in line for forever. We bought a bunch of like Eyes One stuff. I got photo card set and another card set, and then light stick.
I bought the
yours is weak.
I bought the because they have this. The cool part about this light stick is that the handle you can replace with members. Yeah, so each member has their own color. So you could get a light stick that matches whatever member color you want. So like the little the ball type things. That's how the normal
one is just gold, has a gold star thing and just a white base.
I like how this looks. I like the color.
That's Nako's. Yeah, but yours is weak. Because mine has twice as many little balls inside.
No, you know what I saw? Somebody bought like enough of those like ball packets to fill it up with one color, like with like.
Oh jeez!
Yeah,
wait, really?
With like
you
ones.
need like 50 of them.
Yeah, people.
That's like. They were like, it was like $10 for a pack. That's like $500.
They bought enough of those just to fill it with one person's color.
That's ridiculous.
And I mean, people were doing ridiculous stuff like that. Like there was one person that bought, because they had a whole because obviously there's 12 of these handles, and there was like a package deal where you could buy all 12 of them, and
for $100.
Yeah, for $100, and someone did that, and like you're just like taking like all the handles and everything. So. It's actually a really good design light stick. I love like the sort of interactive elements or like the changeable elements of it. I love the different color LEDs. You can change it for whatever member. I like the idea of the balls, even though when they keep falling out when I'm trying to freaking like replace the like ring or whatever. Like pretty, and you have to be really careful with it. It's just a really cool light stick in general. One thing I didn't expect in terms of like Eyes One and just like how popular certain members were. Like all of Minju's stuff was sold out. Like every single one Minju item was sold out, surprisingly. I didn't realize how popular she was. Same thing with Jo Yuri. I didn't think that those would be some of the popular members.
Really popular.
Yeah, in terms of like Eyes One. Like you'd think it'd be like, I don't know, like you'd think it'd be like Won Young or An Yujin or Yena. So, but apparently they love their Minju. After that, I think that's when we went to Lord Sandwich.
Because that was Wednesday. So yeah, then we went to get lunch around, and we wanted to go to a music store, because you wanted to get an Daebak album for your friend, and we wanted to get Twice, and since it was brand new that day. So yeah, we went back to Shincheon. We went to my normal music store that I went to when I was in college all the time. And then we went to Lord Sandwich again, because Andrew didn't go before I went with Jacob the other time. We got sandwiches.
It was definitely a bit of a walk.
Oh yeah, it's far. It wasn't really close to the subway station, unfortunately.
But I did.
But it was worth it.
I never realized how huge the campus was, because it's just like kept going and going and going. Like it was just like,
oh yeah, yeah.
It's basically like an actual, like, you think when you think of like actual like university in the United States, it was like that type of like school in terms of size. There was obviously a lot of like foreigners walking around, because again, like I'm guessing Yonsei has a pretty extensive like exchange student program.
Yeah, and Lord Sandwich is over by the international dorm, so that's why like you see a lot more over there, because that's where they're all staying. So yeah, we went there, we went back, and then you went to.
Well, I mean,
1 million.
I just wanted to, I guess I could talk about like hearing Nate talk up Lord Sandwich for years at this point. I was just like interested in how. Good. That's probably the best sandwich I've ever had in my entire life. I got a croque madame. So basically it's just like egg and like bacon and like ham on like this. Again, the bread. The bread was probably the best part. I'm just like, oh my God, it's not a lie. It's actually really good. Yeah, I'm craving Lord Sandwich. I've been craving Lord Sandwich for the past week, and I'd fly back to Korea just to try that sandwich again. And it sucks that it's not a chain, so it's literally the only place you can get it at. So, like, well, at this point, Lord Sandwich should just sponsor us, because we've been talking up this establishment for so long. So, and like you said, like they can deliver and everything. I mean, granted, everyone delivers in Korea.
Yeah,
right?
like everyone, all restaurants in Korea deliver basically. So.
And again, just like I keep talking about, like in terms of like reasonable prices, like I got like a sandwich and like a drink and everything, and it wasn't expensive at all for how good it was. So that's probably the one thing I miss the most about Korea, is just how cheap the food was and how good the food was. Because to get good Korean food here, like I have to pay an arm and a leg, because one, it's New York City, two, it's just not as common. So yeah, after that I went to 1 million, but I'm gonna wait until that video goes, or that class video goes up, and I'll talk about it more extensively, because I want to show some of the clips I have now, but since they haven't uploaded it, I don't want to beat them to the punch. But I mean, just to give you like a summary, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Trying to navigate the subways by myself was interesting, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I guess because
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I guess because I'm used to just navigating New York City subways. I think the one thing that was annoying is that having to download specific apps to just find your way around Korea. Like, you have to download Kakao Maps and Kakao Metro or whatever, because Google...
Well, no, it was weird because, Google doesn't, like, have any navigation, which is weird.
Google doesn't have walking directions in Korea or something like that.
But, yeah, like, Kakao has stuff, but then if you want, like, different modes of public transportation, they have different apps, which was annoying. So there was like, a Metro app, and then when we had to figure out the bus stuff for getting back to the airport, there was a bus app, and it's like, why aren't these all just one big app? Like, why are they separated? Which is annoying. But for me, like the subway, I didn't even need an app. I knew, because the subway, it's just, I know.
Yeah, because we lived
being there.
Yeah, we lived pretty close to, what is that green line called? It's just called the green line, right?
The green line, or line 2, which is like circles all of Seoul. It's
that's pretty much the
main lines.
Yeah, the one you want to be around, essentially, if you want to go anywhere in Seoul.
And Shincheon, like where I lived in school, was on that line, so I knew that line really well. So we were on that line, so that was easy. So you came back, and we went to Avengers, which on Wednesday night, which was Wednesday morning here. So we got to see it a day and a half before the US. And it was awesome. Which, it's Avengers. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't want to talk about it a bunch. But
without spoiling anything. But I mean,
it was interesting. They didn't show trailers.
Yeah, is that...
Like, the movie just started.
Yeah,
I was that's weird.
They showed like a few trailers, like while we were still walking in. But pretty much
there was no what
the movie.
It
just
wasn't
started.
dedicated like the U.S. does.
Yeah, like it's not like how you get a bunch of trailers beforehand in the U.S. Not to mention, I thought I was gonna because like if you're not familiar, I try not to watch Marvel trailers or Star Wars trailers or Godzilla trailers, just because I'm trying to not have anything spoil. Because pretty much trailers spoil like everything nowadays. So I'm trying not to. I'm trying to go into the experience like as blank as possible, so I don't really get like the story spoiled for me. And usually whenever I go to see a Marvel movie, they always have a trailer for the next Marvel movie, so I'm just sitting there in the theater going like la 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 la, but I didn't have to do that at all, which is a refreshing experience. But yeah, it was an interesting thing to just walking straight in or going in and having like the movie start almost immediately. Yeah, I guess the one thing is that though we saw it pretty late, so we had to catch a taxi back because after at 1 a.m. all of the subways stopped running in Korea, and we got out like well past 1 in the morning at that point. I think because Avengers is like 3 hours long, so we
saw a 10 o'clock showing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely took all of that 3 hours, definitely. So
so we took a taxi back, and unfortunately.
No, the nice thing is though that they take T-money, so it was pretty easy. So that's the thing. Like we don't have that here in I mean, granted they take a credit card in most cabs, but I think just the concept of T-money, just being able to use like the same card for train and for like bus and for like and for taxi. Yeah, just like that's actually pretty convenient. I wish we had. I mean, Metro cards are kind of like that, but sometimes it's not as convenient as it is, or in terms of like filling it up. So,
yeah. Then unfortunately, we got out super late. Had to take cab back, and then we had to go to the airport at like 4:30. We had to leave at like 4:30 in the morning, so we only got like 2 hours of sleep that night.
Yeah.
So then we went to the airport in the morning and flew to Japan.
Yep. So I mean, just to bookend like the Korea part of the trip, I could definitely see why you guys loved it so much. Just finally being there for the first time. I definitely want to go back. I don't know, not this year, not next year, because I'm going to the Philippines next year. But I'll try to make it back as soon as I can, just because I loved it there, and I really being there only like Saturday. I was barely there. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like I was only there for like 4 days essentially, and I feel like I barely got to see anything. So there's just a lot more I want to see. Again, I love the clothes. I love all the style. I definitely want to go back, and so I'm interested in how it was for you just going back after all these years.
Yeah, it was really nice. Seoul's like, I don't know, it's almost like a second home. I was only there for 4 months, and I only lived there for 4 months. I lived in Minnesota more than I lived in Seoul, but like I don't even really think of my time in Minnesota. But yeah, it really does feel like a second home. So it was nice being back, and it really felt really familiar, and it was just really nice being back. And I definitely want to go back again, because like you said, I was there for a whole week and I still like just didn't get to do everything I wanted to do.
I need to learn a lot more Korean though, because again, pretty much just Jacob was you and Jacob were my lifeline when it comes to just like saying any other than like kamsamnida or just saying cider. That's literally like the only words or just like like what food items were. That's all I could sort of get out of saying anything in terms of Korean. But like I'm surprised. I guess it wasn't that bad trying to like get across, because
most people know English.
Yeah, a lot of surprising amount of people, or a lot of people know English there, so they'll understand you for the most part.
Yep.
So yeah, that wraps up the Korea part of their trip. So anything interesting that catches your eye? Yeah, definitely. If you're interested in going to Korea and want to know just how the experience is, or what's a good place to stay, what good food is, just definitely you can ask us in the comments.
Yep. So yeah, after Daya did their interview, they walked out, and so we got to see them like take video and picture, and Bin waved at me.
Because well, I think most people were waiting for Super Junior though, because like that's when all like the fan people came over. I mean, there were some people like setting up cameras for Dai and everything.